Welcome back to Truly Heal and video number 3 of our RIFE training. BCX Ultra Deluxe. In this video we discuss how to use the electrical component, the brass handles and foot plates and fabrics and those little stickers to induce electrical currency with that RIFE frequency into the body. Now, why would we do that? If you have watched video number 1, you know what it does. Video number 2, how to use those plasma tubes and plasma fields and beam tubes. And why would we use brass handles if we have those? Well, the concept is pretty simple. With those handheld plasma tubes, we can reach only up to 10,000 hertz. Whereas some of the frequencies that Dr. Rife used were higher. And that's what we can achieve with these brass handles and with the electrical currency. So, knowing what we try to achieve, we look at the custom programs, and you can see that here behind me. For example, carcinoma or different, I can't read on my head, let me put down. Dr. RIFE frequencies use metal electrodes, beam tube due to high currency wave. And then you can see different frequencies. For example, microbial sweep, a program that sweeps slowly and steadily all the way up to destroy and to weaken microbes in your system. And that would be not possible in those high frequencies of 18,000 to 25,000 hertz with the plasma tubes. And that's why we connect these. And there's different carcinomas, different types of allergies, arthritis, back pain that makes use of those higher frequencies. So let's just look at what we need to do. Number 1 would be we select, for example, carcinoma and find out custom program 38. Okay? That means we plug in the foot plates, we plug in the brass handles, and you can see they're plugged in here as well. It's just a little plug that goes in here, and they're connected to set A and the foot plates to number C. And I hope you can see that here behind me as well. Now we would turn on the device, power on, and let me put those out of the way, to run the custom program. So, okay, and now we want pre-programmed programs, which is not what we want. So let us go back, run preset programs, change, run custom programs. You can see that? It's hard to read with the light. So run custom programs. Okay, now we have here custom program 1, and we said we want for carcinoma custom program 38. And I just go back to, or we want to run the sweep for microbial sweep, custom program 43. Yeah? 43, again, we go up to 4. Next, go up to number 3, and then press OK. And custom program 43, use default system, yes, everything as it is programmed. Output external, no, we don't want to run the big plasma tube, we want to run the output PMF, output electrical and ray. So we only want to use output electrical and LED, no. Electrical and external, no. Only electrical and PMF. Output electrodes. Now we've got them. It was like the last one, or probably the first one, and I've jumped it. So output electrodes. These are the electrodes, and it says here on the screen as well, I hope you can read, electrodes. Now that's what we would like to use, and we say, okay, runtime in minutes, a total for the sweep, and then plug in electrodes. You can see the little light is blinking, so nothing else needs to be plugged in, and press OK. And now press start to run, and we press the black button. Now this thing fires up. So I would sit down and hold these brass handles in my hand and put my feet onto the steel plates. Now, to induce more current flow into my body, I would put wet cloth, like a washcloth that you use for your face, a little one. Ooh, that electrifies. So if you hold it in one hand and now the currency goes just through my fingers, I can feel the current flow, the electrical flow, and it's a little tinkle. Now think about, that's why you shouldn't use those things if you have a pacemaker. Many pacemakers will do fine, they will have no problem, but if you don't, then that would induce a currency flow and could short them out. And that's why we always say, don't use those brass handles and the footplates if you have electrical parts, pumps, anything that could short out, all right? But otherwise, just do it like that, hold it, and then feel the flow, and it's a little tinkle at that frequency that I can feel. Okay, now I would sit here, feet on my steel plates and hand in my brass, and I would let the frequency run. As you know, all frequencies run for about 3 minutes, and it slowly goes through 3 minutes to the next, to the next, to the next, until I've covered the whole range. Why do we do that? Why do we cover a range? Well, it's pretty simple. Microbes are very versatile. They adjust to a different environment. They adjust to acidity, to oxygen rich or lack of oxygen environment, to nutrients. Then you have electrolytes, you have minerals, you have heavy metals. All of that influences the growth and the activity of your microbes. So by covering a wider spectrum, a wider range, we have the possibility to actually get them or get multiple of them because they won't respond all to the same. And that's why running those high power frequency programs with those brass handles can really help. There is mold programs that you can run, there is micro programs, there's carcinoma programs, and all of them might give you that extra edge to catch what you try to get rid of. All right? And that's pretty much it from those simple handheld devices that come with your set. And now let me just stop this program very short, because you will quite like it. Stop. You could actually just pause, go to the toilet, come back and turn it back on, and the system continues where you stopped. That's actually quite nice. You can also stop the program completely, and that's it, and it turns off. All right, now let me show you something which I really, really like. We can use these gloves. Now these gloves are very, very powerful, especially if you have something like arthritis. And let me just see that I have my fingers in. I have huge hands. So for me, this is a bit of a stretch. Normal people don't have such big hands. It's just mine. Feet and hands, really, really huge. Okay, so let me just go in and connect this. Okay, and now we connect this little cable, and this is coming with your electrical socks, as I call them, or electrical gloves. You plug this into this little device. Now that is just a controller, so it takes out the this, or you could leave your feet on. That was wrong what I did. I connect my feet again. I can put on the socks as well, it doesn't matter, but they're slippery. Now I connect, instead of the brass handles, I connect this double plug, and you can see it has 2 connectors at the bottom. So I plug that in where normally those 2 connectors go. Now this is split here, 1 and 2, and I plug this in here. Now in this instance, I pull it a bit apart because I need to stretch my hands, and I connect this with this little button to my glove. Now the metal fabric, which is interwoven into this glove, will conduct the whole flow into my hand. Now let's go and look for arthritis, and I just show you very short how I do that. I just go under A. It's very, this is tough. This is hard to turn the pages. That was not clever. A. It doesn't help with making it wet. That was not very clever. A, N, aging, arthritis. Arthritis, primary, and you can see here, I'll turn it around, arthritis, many different organisms can cause arthritis. Reading on my head is really hard. So there are many different frequencies here, and then you can see the program. So it's 57, program 57. And I would use that just like that. Turn on the device, run custom program. Oops, welcome. Okay, preset program. What did we have? Arthritis. Arthritis here, 57. Again, very slowly, just to show you. Okay, now it asks me for the frequency. I go to 5. Next, next, up to number 7, and press OK. And now we run all frequencies. Default, then electrical and ray tubes. No, we don't want that. We only want the electrical and LED, electrical and external, electrical and PMF, output, electrodes. And that's what we have. Electrodes connected, so that's it. And press OK. Run for 3 minutes. You start out with 3, but then you can increase to more and plug in electrodes. It's blinking underneath that little black box. And start the program, press start, and now it fires up. See, the concept of, well, let's say it that way. Research shows more and more that most of the diseases we suffer from are latent infections, bacterial infections, viral infections, different pathogens, mold, candida, all sorts of things that establish in the body. And because when we are young, our immune system is running hot and is working fine. As a child, you have many times fever and you burn things a lot easier. But as we get older, we lose that power. We lose that healing energy. We also get more sluggish, less active, less vibrant, and through that the body starts to build up more and more pathogenic load, more and more bacteria, and they especially collect in the joints. And there is huge research from Italy that proves that we have a massive storage, for example, for arthritis in the knee of virus flu, virus infections that sit in the knee. So if they start then using ozone in that area or RIFE with those knee binds, you can use those over your knees and just slide in your foot and then go over your knees. Or you can use these on your elbows. Really, really nice. You would just slide in and then move it up around your elbows, or you can put it around your feet. Then you would kill off all those bacteria and fungi or virus in those joints. And this is where then the bacterial load, viral load goes down and the body starts to heal. We always have two factors here. Number one factor is that we destroy pathogens. Number two factor is that we induce energy into the body. See, this electrical flow stimulates, activates, recharges our cells. So if we have that recharge of our blood, of our white blood cells, so that they work better, our red blood cells to carry more oxygen, all other cells to take up more nutrients and produce more ATP, all of a sudden you will find that toxins are taken away, the detox process starts to work, nutrient uptake starts to work, your immune system clears up. And it's not a process overnight. It's not something you do and then the next day it's gone. It might happen if you get the right frequency and you kill off most of those pathogens. Otherwise, it might take a little longer. You realize when I said in the beginning, in video number 1, when you kill off those pathogens, they might die after 5 minutes or 7 minutes, they pop. It takes a while for them to do so. You might weaken them in your first treatment, and then in your second treatment, you might kill them off. Or you start out and kill the most vulnerable of them in the first 3 minutes, And then as you extend the treatment and you prolong the time and you go 4 or 5 minutes, you get to those who are more resistant. It's a process. It's a slow motion process, but it works. And it works so well that, you know, the industry has suppressed this treatment. It's been researched far and wide. There's many videos that prove that it works. There's actually universities that dedicated a lot of research, and once they found results and had results and knew the frequencies, they were shut down. There is no money in this treatment because there is no reoccurring sales, no pharmaceuticals, no chemicals that we can use to poison. It's electrical flow, and that's it. And that heals and destroys and cleans up and energizes. So why not use this as a family medicine, as a healing tool that you can have at home, and as you see, for many, many different diseases. You can use it with the plasma tubes for the whole family. You can use it for specific functions on your own with those gloves and for your knees and for your feet, or you can use it with the plasma tubes to very targeted reach high frequencies that you can kill off cancers and different carcinomas and different yeah, it's on a different page now, different microbes. So that's it. The last part I haven't talked about yet are those little stickers. Now, I know they can be used and reused and reused. I don't want to use them now because this is a system that is already sold. They are plugged in the same way to those electrodes, and you can very locally induce that electrical flow. It's like those TENS machines. It's the same here, but I induce a RIFE frequency directly into that area. So if you have a local infection, like with your hands and gloves here, you would like to treat, you can do that with these stickers. They just transport the currency through the skin exactly into that area. And you can get many, many different forms and different shapes and sizes, which makes you hand-free. You know, you can do whatever you like and you just have that currency induced where you need it. And that's it. I think I've covered all. And in our next video, we'll extend the BCX Ultra into an even wider range. We connect a far infrared mat to the BCX Ultra and induce RIFE frequencies into the body supported by far infrared. Far infrared just warms up the body, opens up blood vessels, increases blood flow, stimulates the immune system to go to that area, and then we add on top of that RIFE frequencies, which then destroy, kill, and help us with the transport of toxins. So that's just a level up that you will probably enjoy. All right, see you in the next video where you learn about far infrared combined with RIFE.